I'm Greg Moffett. I'm a criminal profiler, an author, college professor, and a psychologist. But when it's hunting season, I'm in the woods as much as I can be. Welcome to Southern Hunter. Hi, I'm Greg Moffett, and welcome back to Southern Hunter. When we left off last time, we had taken a drive through the property. We drove from the southwest corner up to the northeast corner or so. So we got a good look at the property from the road. But we only got to see the property from the road. So today, we're going to walk every square inch of that property. We want to see every hillside, we want to see every creek bottom, we want to see how many stands are there. So that's what we're going to do. But before we do that today, we want to thank one of our sponsors, PSE Archery. As you know, I shoot a PSE bow and I love it. And I'm so grateful that PSE has agreed to endorse our program. So thank you, PSE. It's time for us to take a walk. Let's get started. All right, right now we're in the northeast corner. We're in the pines. So as far as you can see, this little logging road goes down through these pines where they logged last time. And then we'll come to another hardwood creek bottom. Trees look healthy. First glance anyway. I'll just check a couple of these trees here in a second. We're going to be looking for sawdust because pine beetles get up under that bark and they eat it away, and that's what kills the trees. So I'm looking right down here and I don't see anything at the base of this tree. I don't see any branches dying from the tops. So it looks pretty good. I just forded a pretty good creek bottom, very steep. Gonna need a bridge there. I'm almost to the furthest northeast corner. In fact, I think I see trail markers up ahead, right through the trees right there. See some pink tags. Well, I've come another 100 yards past those tags that I thought was the property line, but it's not. I'm not sure why some of these trees are tagged. There's a stand right in front of me. "100 acres is a lot of property." So I'm moving along the eastern boundary right now, and as you can see, these blackberries are so thick. They're 6 feet tall. I can't see my feet on the ground below me, which is perfect snake country. And this is why I wear snake boots. Golf ball. Must be close to the golf course. So I've been walking for about 15 minutes along that eastern boundary, and you can see where it abuts the golf course next to us. Fortunately, it's not in use right now. But boy, this last 15 minutes has been hard walking. Very thick and lots of stickers. And I'm seeing what looks to be a stand on the ground up here. Sure enough, it's a prefab stand. It's fallen over. My guess is if it's laying on its side, it's not going to be much good. Oh, look at that. Looks like structurally it's all there. We'll have to take a look at it. Boy, that frame looks good. Even if I didn't use the stand itself, this box at the top. Use that front. Yeah, it's all out of square. cracked. Maybe salvageable, but that platform definitely is. So I'm actually off the property onto the golf course, and we're getting to the bottom third of the eastern boundary, the southeastern boundary, and you see this lake. Here's a power line that bisects my property, and this is my property. So that means that lake is there. I don't have to maintain it or pay for it, but the deer will be coming and going right through this hardwood section. And you can see my property boundary, like on that tree right over there, that orange mark, so you can see how close we are. So I'm still on the eastern boundary. I'm looking back to the north, and I've been walking this. Looks like somebody cut a four-wheel trail a long time ago. And as I come down to this little creek bottom, somebody has put these big 6x6s down here so a four-wheeler can drive across this little ravine. And this looks really healthy. Excellent. It's fairly dark in the woods right now because it's super overcast. I drove in fog today, but I'm glad because I'm sweating already, and it's not even 7:30. Okay, so we're approaching the power line. It's on the bottom third. This is the single strand. Probably service that golf course. I'm down in a flat. There's another stand right there. Two-man ladder, it looks like. And you can see power line through the daylight here. So we're going to take a peek, see what's what, both directions, east and west, running down this power line. Love hunting these power lines because deer have to cross it. And as long as you're staying alert, you've got 10-15 seconds to take a shot, unless they're doe being run by bucks. All right, my property line's that telephone pole right there, or about, and it goes as far as you can see, way on down that low place and back up that other hill. I'm still on that eastern boundary, almost to the southern end. Somebody's definitely cut a four-wheel trail through here a long time ago, but it hasn't been maintained. That box you see right there could seat 2 or 3 guys. Roof needs work. The base, though, is in good shape. And this creek bottom's full of white oaks. I just checked my GPS. I've got about 100 yards to go to the property line. Still in the southeast corner. This area is very wet. Obviously floodplain. It's been really wet lately. So the ground's soft, but there's not standing water. The deer don't necessarily like this a whole lot. But one thing I'm really excited about, if you look at the base of this tree, there's no mud on it. If there were hog here, they'd be rubbing on these trees, scratching, and I don't see any of that on any tree down in here. So that means no hog, at least not yet. And that is one of the things that's a must not have on my list. Got a little creek running through. We're about the middle on the south boundary. Like I said, we've had quite a bit of rain, so this creek is moving, but it's not a torrent. But we've got to be really careful where we walk here. This is a place a cottonmouth would love to be curled up against a tree or laying across a log, and we don't want to surprise it. So we are right now south central. We're north of that small power line. I just crossed it, super thick, but we're still in the hardwoods. The pine fields are straight ahead of us through that woods. Alright, so now I have been walking for almost an hour and a half through this property. I'm in the northwestern corner, and this area is identified on the plat as the hardwood hill. So I'm looking forward to seeing what we might see up here. See, somebody has marked out a trail, so we'll just follow that. I can see this area might be good for gun hunting, but right now I'm not seeing any ideal bow. Okay, now we're talking. This is my favorite kind of area to bow hunt. It's not super thick, but it's thick enough deer feel safe walking around in it. See the slope coming down into this creek bottom? Wonderful. Lots of cover. You could hunt from the ground here if you wanted to, although I don't like to do that. Looks like even a better spot right up here. Of everything I've seen on the property so far, this 25-acre corner in the northwest makes it all worthwhile. Perfect. Perfect. In fact, you see a stand right in front of me, right where I said was looking pretty good. This is Bowman Range right here. Bow hunt, gun hunt, either one. Muzzle loader. One thing I've noticed, I've seen lots of deer track, deer poop. I've seen some scratches, could be turkey, could be armadillo. I've seen no sign, tells me hog are in the area. Not even in that southern end of the property where it was so wet. Alright, I'm looking back to the south. I've come across another stand. And I'm looking at the northern border right in front of me. It's like maybe another 30-40 yards. And what it looks like is that that area has been logged some years past and let to grow up, which is a wonderful bedding area, which is what we want. It's no wonder there's two stands up on this knob. Yep, that's what that is. Alright, we should be seeing a boundary marker. In fact, I see it right now, right through there. That's the corner of the property. So here we are in the northeast corner. It is humid. It's about 9 o'clock in the morning. That's looking back now to the south. You can tell that these trees back here are maybe 12-15 feet tall right across the property line. So that's good. And you can see that western boundary marker runs right along through there. So we can see easily where the property line is. Alright, we're coming up off this knob back into the pines. You see another nice stand. That one actually looks in really good shape. So all these big platform stands are going to need to be checked out for safety, repaired, dried in as best possible. Because it looks like some of that plywood is pretty rotten. And we'll be ready for hunting. So now we are on the southwest end of the property. We've come through that gate we passed when we first came in. And this is a service road for the power lines. One of the places I looked at as a possible camp is right up here on the left. These pines were cut in 2013. You can see they're about the size of those pines on that north end of the property. Definitely need to be thinned out in terms of all the underbrush, but they look healthy. So we are at the power line. I put my rangefinder on it. That tower way down there is about 200 yards. That big tree, or clump of trees, is about 130 yards. It's about 55 yards across to where that stands down. And this is the southwestern corner of the property. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a stand way over there on that tree line. And those trees are where we're going to fly the drone. I've just stepped inside the major power line, and this is that service line that runs all the way to the golf course. We looked this way from the other end. And that is a very long shot. It's too wooded to get my rangefinder to give me an accurate reading. All right, we're up on that hill, about 200 yards from where we came into the power line. There's that stand straight across. What a great spot for a dove field. And you can see the property boundary is down there in that hardwood tree line. And all of these pines on this side belong to this property. So we're going to get the drone set up, take it for a flight. So we're looking back toward the entrance to the power lines, which is straight across there. I just shot that old stand from this stand up here in this little pine section where we just flew the drone at 160 yards. I sure hope our video came out. It's so humid, the screen keeps fogging up, so I can't tell what's working and what's not. But we've pretty much seen everything. And boy, am I glad I brought a dry shirt. All right, Back at the truck. So it's been a really hot morning. Good thing, no snakes. Saw some chiggers, mosquitoes, but we're good. I jumped a couple of deer today, saw lots of tracks, that's good. I heard some dove just a few minutes ago as I was coming back in from flying the drone. So here's what I'm thinking. I really like what I see. Pros and cons. I'm so glad that golf course is closed. That means nobody is going to be coming back through there, nobody hitting golf balls when I'm trying to hunt that line. Water back on that golf course, that's great news. Not crazy about how much is flood area, but we can use that for bedding area and not really have to mess with that too much if we don't want to. After hot, dry summer, it might look way different than it does right now in the late spring, early summer, when it's been raining day after day after day. So good news, it's not just huge puddles. Good water flow. Doesn't look like anything's going to get dammed up. I don't see any signs of beaver or anything like that. Power lines are give and take. The small power line's great. The big power line, that's a ton of acreage that I can't plant trees on. But it is acreage that is always going to be clear. I can bush hog it. I can plant food plots there. I can put dove fields there. And I've got long shooting ranges if I just want to shoot or if I want to hunt long range. So that's good. There's lots of oaks on the property, a lot more than I thought there might be. Some areas are a little limited, but I'm super excited about that knob, the northwest corner. Wonderful. I'd be tempted almost to buy this acreage just for that. So that's good. I am a little disappointed that there's no timber that's ready to cut right now. I would have liked to have been able to cut maybe right away, 10, 15 acres at least, get some cash to pay down a loan. But in about 10 years, I'll have about $70,000 worth of timber on here, and in maybe another 5 or 6 years, I can thin cut these 9 acres that we just walked, that was just planted a few years ago. So again, pros and cons. Once I clear cut the timber that's getting mature, it's going to really change the face of this property, but I can replant and start over. The timber's in good shape. No signs of beetles. I saw a few dead pines here and there, but most of them were up in areas where the logging trucks had been going. I suspect they probably rubbed the bark off of them and killed them that way, because there's nothing in the pines themselves that looks bad at all, top to bottom. So that's good. Boundaries are clearly marked. Road's in decent shape. Needs a lot of work. I need a bush hog for sure. But all in all, I'm not overexcited, but I'm also not put out either. I want to talk to my broker and see what he thinks, and we'll keep looking, but I'm not writing this off for sure. So it was a good day spent. So it's time to get a dry shirt on, get in the air-conditioned truck. Wow, was that exciting or what? It was hot and sweaty, but it was great to be on the ground and actually see something after hours of sitting in the office looking at the computer and going through emails. But we're not in a hurry. I'm still not sure if it's the right property for me. If it's not, there's plenty of property out there. But I want to talk to my broker, ask a few questions, and then we'll see if making an offer is the right thing to do. So next time on Southern Hunter, you'll see where we go with that. And don't forget my other dream, hunting with Ted Nugent and playing guitar with Eric Clapton. So if you see either of those guys, make sure you let them know. We'll see you next time.